did you get into sales?
Freedom.
Okay.
Freedom. I wanted to do something. I mean, the story is much bigger than just freedom, but I didn't want to be chained to anybody. I didn't really want to work for anybody else. I understood the risks inherent in that there's no ceiling, but there's also no floor.
I love that.
You can go as high as you want, but you also can go through the floor and to the depths of despair, and no one's going to pick you up because there's no boss. But that was okay with me, because with great risk comes great reward.
Sure.
And with sales, which I think is one of the best jobs, one of the best careers anyway, anybody can have. And I think everybody is a salesperson anyway.
What do you mean by that?
I think that's because everybody's a salesperson. If you're a CEO, you might say you're the CEO, but you're selling your company and the services so that the people underneath you can sell. I don't show apartments all day, every day. I have a team that does that now, but I'm selling myself. I'm selling our services. I'm selling my team. I'm selling our ability to sell better as, my sales topic. But yeah, it's really, I got into it for the freedom, and I didn't want anyone to ever tell me what to do. And no one is ever going to tell a salesperson they've sold too much.
I love that.
Right? Like, it's not going to happen. No one's ever going to come to me and be like, Ryan, you know what? Hold on. It's August. You've sold too much this year.
Go.
You should take a step back.
I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
So you have investment bankers who they get to certain points. It affects their bonus. They could sell as much as they want,
right,
but they might not get paid for it. Right? For us, I know you eat what you kill. And if you kill a lot, you get to eat more. That's it.
So then why real estate and, for example, not investment banking? So what was the transition?
Smart enough. My whole family's in investment banking.
Okay.
And I was forced to take econ classes. And we'll just let all the listeners know right now that we are on Broadway in Soho in my office, and you will hear sirens.
Yeah. Okay.
I've heard a few
already. Yeah.
You're going to hear it. So it's not like we're not paying attention. It is loud in New York City. I took all the econ classes in college and calculus and everything, and it just wasn't my thing. I wanted to be an actor. That's why I came to New York City.
Right.
And I was just better with people and talking to people and massaging people. And
obviously that comes natural to you.
Yeah. And when the acting thing didn't work out, then it's not that it didn't work out. It's just that it wasn't working. I wasn't making any money.
Right.
I couldn't afford to live in New York City anymore. And I had to get what's called a survival job, right? Which is to do your dream, you have to wait tables or bartend.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do that because I saw a lot of actors who were much older than me who were professional bartenders and waiters who had this side hobby of trying to be an actor. And they were 50 and they were 60. It's like, man, why would I set myself up for that? If you set yourself up with too comfortable of a net, you're going to live in the net. And how will you ever climb up? Have you ever been in a net? It's hard to get out.
For sure.
Right. Someone has to come and get you and pull you up. It's really hard.
Sure, you get all tangled up.
Yeah, exactly. It's confusing. So I didn't want to put myself in that position. And I had a friend, honestly, in college who we did theater together, and he couldn't, he needed some sort of job when he first graduated. I had a little bit of savings from ranch hand work in Colorado and stuff to be able to support myself for a year or two in New York City as an actor. But he went and got his real estate license and just started renting apartments and would do acting things on the side. Okay. And so he just kept pushing me, and he was like, listen, you can't not make money forever. You have to eventually figure out how you're going to pay rent and pay food and figure out life. And so just get your real estate license, right? You don't have to show up at the bar every day at 7 p.m. or
right.
You don't have to temp where they call you in and then you have to go do it.
Sure.
Right? You can post listings online. If someone calls you, you show them apartments. If they take one, you get paid.
Can I ask how old you were at this time, approximately?
It was 2008, so I was 24, I want to say.
Big jump.
Yeah, 2008, so I was 24.
Big jump though, right? 24 years old, you have somewhat of a steady income coming in, and now you're going to get into something that's...
No, I had no income. That's why I got into real estate.
So nothing at that time?
No, I was making... my best paying job was as a hand model being paid $150 an hour to hold phones. Right? I did a soap opera as well.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah, my hands. I played a lot of piano.
Okay.
I did a soap opera as well, but that didn't pay as well as hand modeling did.
Sure.
And so it really was just kind of eating into savings and then kind of plugging a little bit back, and it was freaky, right? But I was also, when you're 22, 23, 24, I was just out of college. It still hadn't hit me that I was an adult yet. I was still kind of a college kid who just happened to live in New York. you know?
Got it.
And so it didn't feel like I had to save. It didn't feel like I had to make money. I just wanted to try to do what I had always wanted to do. And then real estate gave me the ability to work incredibly hard and just have a better chance of making money versus working incredibly hard and leaving it to the gods, which is what acting was.
Okay, so now you're in real estate.
Yeah.
When does the team, the aha moment happen for you that, you know what, I'm going to start building this out as a team?
There are two aha moments for me. I'd say the first one was about staying in real estate in general, right? Which was, I was sitting, and I read about this in the book, because it was like a pinnacle moment for me. I didn't know it at the time. At the time, it was just like a terrible day. Looking back now, it was an aha moment. So I think it's important for people to know that, because I think a lot of people wait for their moment to strike them, but it doesn't. It's not like lightning. Like if you look back now, you'll be like, oh yeah, you know what? 9th grade, that was an important year for me because of X, Y, and Z. But at the time, it's just fucking high school.
It's just,
you know?
it's just yeah.
So for me,
I love it.
I was in our real estate office, which was above a burger restaurant, very smelly, small brokerage, right? And there was a guy there who didn't go to high school, didn't graduate high school, sorry, and was from a really tough neighborhood in Brooklyn. And, you know, just we came from opposite side of the tracks, and he was crushing it.
Okay.
He was renting apartments every day, commission checks all day long. And the guy couldn't even like put together a sentence. Like I couldn't understand. It was like, you know what? Maybe this isn't for me. Okay. Like maybe like if he can do this, then maybe I shouldn't do this. And I went and I like called my older brother because I wasn't able to close a single deal. I don't like people would lead me on the street. People would lie to me. It just like
It's
I
hard
hated
to believe
this business.
that you couldn't do a deal. Okay, go on.
Dude,
Yeah.
the business is just so hard.
Yeah.
And it was so difficult, especially in the beginning. And I called my older brother and I was like, you know what, dude, screw this. This business sucks. I need to come home. I need to figure things out. And I think he was just really busy that day because he was like, shut up, you little bitch. Stop crying.
What's the age difference between your brother and?
12 years.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, 11
okay,
years. So if he, and he was like, if he can do it, you can do it. Just go talk to him. So ask him. Like, have you asked him, how do you close so many deals? Have you asked him how to do this? And I was like, no. So I'm nervous. I don't know. And so then I was like, all right, fine. Maybe I'll just go ask him. He's right. If he can do it, then I can do it. I don't get it. So I went up to him and I was like, hey man, you do really well and I'm new to this. Can you just like tell me like, how do you do it? And he looks at me and he says, nah, man, I ain't telling you shit. And he walked away.
I did not expect that.
I know, me neither. And so, but that was so it was a shitty day. That's why I said it was a bad day.
Shit.
But in hindsight, I was like, you know what? Okay, fine. I don't need his help. And maybe he's threatened by me, which is weird because I'm not doing any deals and he's doing all the deals. But if he can do this, I can do it. I'm just doing it the wrong way, or I'm just thinking about this the wrong way. So that kept me in the business when I was about to quit in a weird, messed up way. The team aha moment came from when I had started to do some more transactions and some deals, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do acting anymore. I'm not even going to put it into my like plan as I'm also going to be this person. I'm going to be a full-on real estate agent, and if I'm going to do this, I want to be the best in the world. Like when I moved to New York to be an actor, I wanted to be like Sean Penn, you know? And so
Or maybe.
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Right? So like Leonardo DiCaprio. Yeah. So I wasn't like, I just want to do off Broadway and play a clock in a play the rest of my life. I want to be the best.
Sure.
If I'm going to try anything, why not be the best? Why ever settle for mediocrity? It just didn't make sense to me. So same thing for real estate. I said, okay, who are the best? And I looked at the top 5 people on the Wall Street Journal list. They all had teams. They all had business partners. I said, oh, okay, so I need a business partner, I need a team. Backwards thinking, now I know that. So I got a business partner, and we kind of started a team. And the team started because I made a decision early on that I wanted to do the biggest business possible. I didn't just want to do $2,000 a month rentals in Koreatown. I wanted to do $5 million sales, $10 million deals,
Okay.
$20 million deals. And I didn't know how to get there because I didn't know anybody.
Sure.
So I figured, you know what? It's going to be a small ladder, right? Because everybody is in their own circle of influence. So a $2,000 a month renter, they know somebody that can afford $2,500 a month apartments. They probably don't know somebody, or they're definitely not going to refer me to somebody who can buy a $5 million apartment, but they're friends with people who share their misery. Right? Same thing now, thinking about it now, I have clients who buy $20, $30, $40 million apartments.
Sure.
Their friends are the ones who can share in their misery about the private jets and about the yachts. They're not really friends with people that do $2,000 a month apartments. So you have to be in a referral source and a referral circle of influence that makes sense. So with the team, I said, okay, every time I do a bigger deal, right, that is now the deal that I do. And I only do that and above. Everything else below, I'm going to do for the team, and the team's going to handle it. So
great tip for realtors there. So I want
always.
you to really elaborate on that. How does somebody get from doing $300,000 units to 500 and
Sure.
800,000?
So you're only as good as what you tell people you are, right? Like you're only, like think about a baseball player, you know, like a pitcher. They might be great at first base, but if they only are a pitcher every day and they only talk about being a pitcher every day, why would anybody ever ask them to play first base? Maybe they're even better at first base. That's why certain sports teams are so great, because they move players around to see what they're really good at. And so, you know, the power of PR is incredibly important. So if you do, in New York City, it's rentals, right?
Okay.
But we can take sales. You know, if you do $300,000 deals all day long, you want to do $1 million deals. You don't just start knocking on doors of $1 million houses. You can. That's work too.
Sure.
But you can start working the people that no one trusts you, who you've done deals with, at that $300,000 range. One of those people, either through them personally or through one of their friends or through social media or through a direct mail flyer that you're going to do or through door knocking, whatever you're going to do, is going to know someone that can afford up to $350,000, okay? And you're going to do that deal. It's going to happen tomorrow. It could happen in 10 years. Whenever it happens, once you do that deal, you now only talk about doing deals $350,000 and above. Anyone that comes to you with a $250 to $300 budget, right, or a $325,000 budget, you have a team, even if it's one person. And when I first started, it was Yolanda. Yolanda handled that person, right?
Okay.
And then it was Bill, and then it was top down, and then it's just grown since then. Once you do that $350,000 deal, you're going to meet somebody because of that deal who can afford up to $400,000, right? And before you know it, you're going to be doing only deals at $500,000 above. So everything you put on social media, everything you put out there has to be at that certain price point and above. Otherwise, success begets success. If people know you for being great at doing $300,000 deals, then that's what you're going to get, and you can't complain about it. But if you completely change the way you talk about your business and move up that ladder slowly, you will by yourself get into that $1 million range.
Love it.
Without having to have like a lottery one.
Right.
And that's how it works. And that's how we built the team.